So EVO 2025 is over and the dust has settled, and honestly, it was a really great show. Those Street Fighter 6 finals especially were just exhilarating, to be honest with you. It went late, there were many upsets, there were big triumphs. It was a great time, and I should also give props to Maximilian Dude, who is how I watched all of EVO basically, and him being on the floor with a crowd and everything. It was awesome, just truly awesome. However, I feel like the fighting game announcements were a little lacking. I shouldn't say lacking, there were a lot of announcements here, just not very many surprises, I guess. Yay, Armor King, cool. Yeah, he does a suplex, that rules. Miari Zo, another female character that looks like this in Tekken. Cool. I think punching teeth out in Virtua Fighter was probably my favorite announcement there. Virtua Fighter looks kind of insane, huh? Like, it just actually looks insane. Look how the characters are blocking here. And Strive gets a new character, Lucy, who was already announced, to be fair, but this was a good trailer, right? This character fits right into this roster, but again, where's the surprise? Where's the big, like, I'm getting out of my seat moment? Where's the big, like, Negan and Tekken? What? Nothing really like that. I guess my biggest disappointment is no Tokon Fighting Souls character. That was like the one thing I thought that we could count on, seeing that EVO is owned by PlayStation. And obviously Tokon is a PlayStation game, so now's the chance to prop it up. We did get a beta announcement, a closed beta announcement, starring yours truly, by the way. We did get some more gameplay, right? We got the big gameplay explanation video. This game looks maybe overly complicated. I don't really know. I'm kind of honestly scared to play it. I hope I get into that closed beta. I wonder if I'm even gonna like this game because I'm making all this drama about the roster, and I just want to know who's in this game. How big is that character select? It's a 4v4. You know what? Just put the character select here. Let's do it. Let's predict the Tokon Fighting Souls fighting game roster. Now, obviously, I want to choose characters that I want in the game, but this is not a wish list. This is going to be sort of my prediction on who makes it in, and obviously there's some, big obvious choices to be made here. We'll get those out of the way quickly, but I just want it to be made clear. Not a wish list. You're not going to see Galactus here. You're not going to see Phil Coulson here. That's not happening. This is more of like a prediction thing. However, you are going to see Wolverine there. My goodness gracious, Wolverine has to be in this video game, right? It would be bizarre if he's not. Like, come on. I would really like it if it's like the samurai Wolverine, by the way. I love like the Wolverine story where he goes to Japan and fights Silver Samurai and all that. I would love to see him with like a katana, to be honest with you. Him in like a samurai robe, like a hakama, fighting other. I don't know. This game definitely has that Japanese influence, right? There's no English voice acting yet, or maybe not ever. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I want to see Wolverine in this game. I think it's integral that he is. He is the face of Marvel vs. Capcom, kind of, right? He's everyone's favorite character. Everyone loves Wolverine. It would be weird if he wasn't in this game. And he's a part of the MCU now. It's not like Marvel Infinite where Wolverine is kind of like, we don't own the X-Men. We kind of want to prop up our heroes that are in the Avengers, so we're not going to put any X-Men in Marvel Infinite. And that sucked. That really did. And I definitely think that they don't want to do that again. So yeah, Wolverine, I think, is probably going to be the next character that is announced. Or maybe a slew of X-Men. We should probably get on to the other X-Men that are going to make it on this roster. Let's go ahead and throw Jubilee and Cyclops on the roster as well. I picked Jubilee because, one, we need female characters on the roster, right? I definitely think they want to have that balance. Two, she's never been in a fighting game before. And three, her design is just really cool. And her powers, being able to like shoot out fireworks and everything, I can just see her flowing really well within the art style that Arc System Works has here. Cyclops, on the other hand, is just iconic, right? Like, you gotta have Cyclops. He's the coolest of the X-Men. In X-Men 97, he's the coolest character there. And I do think that the MCU is about to do, like, a big push on X-Men in general. And I think that Cyclops might have a big role in that. So I think they're gonna try to sprinkle him everywhere that they can. And it makes all the sense in the world to have him on this roster. Storm, Wolverine, Cyclops, Jubilee, and Magneto. Look, he is the coolest Marvel villain, right? Like, he's right there with Doctor Doom and maybe Thanos and Ultron. Like, he's right there. He's above most of those, to be honest with you. I was thinking of, like, X-Men villains, and there's a lot that, like, haven't been in fighting games before, like Apocalypse. But, I don't know, Apocalypse doesn't look cool. Like, Magneto just, get out of here. You know, Magneto is significantly higher on the tier list, in my opinion, in terms of coolness factor. And when I think of Arc System Works, I think of coolness, right? All these characters should have, like, a coolness rating next to them. And Apocalypse just doesn't have it. Maybe there's some grand redesign that they can do to, like, make him cooler. Maybe they do, like, Omega Red, but I don't think Omega Red has that hype. Maybe they do, like, a Mr. Sinister. That's a character, right? I just pulled that one out of my brain. I think that's a character. It's got to be Magneto. We have a lot of X-Men characters already, right? We got Storm. We got all these X-Men. We have to have an X-Men villain. And I think just 9 times out of 10, someone says, name an X-Men villain, they're going to say Magneto. He is just he's the coolest freaking villain in all of Marvel, right? He has to be on this character roster. Him versus Doctor Doom, like, come on. That's a matchup that we all want. His moveset, it could be wild. There's so many different things that you can do with it. His design, like, I love his design in X-Men 97. I could easily see him looking like that in this game. Yeah, Magneto's got to be there. As I mentioned with Jubilee, I think that Tokon Fighting Souls, I think that Arc System Works wants to find new characters, right? It's not just going to be take Marvel 3, let's grab all those guys, Dormammu, let's grab all those guys, let's just throw them in our game. You know, they definitely want some originality here. And I was thinking, like, oh, we should have another Spider-Man rep for sure, right? How do we feel about Carnage? What if Venom is not in this game and they do Carnage instead? Carnage has never been in a fighting game before. He has a wicked design. I'm gonna throw Carnage on here, man. I think Carnage makes the roster. I know, like, no Venom is crazy. Is no Venom crazy? And they don't do Carnage and Venom, right? No way. No. Darn, it's real tough. Like, I want to say, I actually, you know what? One character I will absolutely throw on here. Green Goblin. Let's get the Green Goblin in this game, dude. I think Green Goblin shows up. He's got pumpkin bombs. He has his glider that he can fly on. He could be a wicked character. He's never been in a fighting game before. There's actually a lot of Spider-Man villains that have never seen a fighting game before. Maybe like Marvel Nemesis, if you remember that game. But, like, I'm thinking Green Goblin. I'm thinking maybe Dr. Octavius. I don't know. It's really, really tough. All right. I got it. Otto Octavius, right? Doc Ock. He's got to be here. I can just picture his moveset, right? He's reaching across the screen with his tentacles. He can, like, kind of stand on them. I could see his combos, man. I really can, like, spin attacks and things of that sort. Maybe one of them, like, shoots a beam or something. I don't know if that's ever been in the comics. I can just envision this character in my head, like, in the lab coat, in the green. I could see it. I really can. Second Spider-Man rep, Black Cat. I don't think she's ever been in a fighting game. And, like, again, she's got this kind of Arc System Works flair. She's vivacious, to say the least. And I know ArcSys likes that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think Black Cat would be a really sick character. I do. And I think it represents Spider-Man in a lot of cool ways, too. We have a villain. We have, like, a anti-hero kind of villain. Is Carnage making the roster? Or is it Venom? It's got to be one or the other, right? It's got to be one or the other. No way they do Carnage, right? No one likes Carnage. Carnage kind of sucks, man. He kind of does. Yeah, I got to go Venom. I really do. And I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, I'm really putting a lot of thought here. This is not just some wish list, right? I'm trying to predict this roster, and I'm envisioning Carnage in my head, in this engine, in this art style, and I can't see it. I really can't. I can see Venom, right? I can see Venom, and Venom in general is just so popular, so beloved, ubiquitous with the Marvel fighting games, right? It's kind of like a Wolverine thing. Like, you have to have Venom here no matter what. Yeah, I know it's a Marvel character, right? I know it's a Marvel versus Capcom character, I should say. But it's Venom. It's Venom. You have to have Venom. It's not Carnage. I'm sorry, Carnage fans out there. If you're out there, I don't think Carnage makes the roster. Let's get the core Avengers out the way. Thor and Hulk, I think, are going to make the roster. I think Thor and Hulk are definitely there. Hulk is going to look a little weird though, right? He might have like a mohawk. He might even have like the axe, right? They might even do like the Planet Hulk. I feel like there's going to be something different about Thor and Hulk, right? It's not just going to be boring Thor, boring Hulk. I think there is going to be something different. I thought about maybe doing like a Beta Ray Bill, but I just don't think, I don't think this guy looks cool. I know there's a lot of Beta Ray Bill fans out there, but like, this guy's just not cool. I'm sorry, man. He looks gross. I don't want him on the roster. I mean, he's a weirdo. I do like weirdos, right? But I think Thor has to be here, right? He's a core Avenger. He's so important to Marvel as a whole. And so is Hulk. You have to have Hulk here, right? Hulk smash, man. You gotta have Hulk. Also, Black Panther. I think Black Panther has to be here as well. I think he's just got too big of a fan base, right? He's just one of the coolest Marvel characters. Black Panther definitely has to be there. I'm thinking Sentry, too. I was thinking either Adam Warlock or Sentry. I don't think we get both. I think we get Sentry. I think he's like a super pretty boy kind of character, too, with the blonde hair kind of flowing. I think they kind of go for that aesthetic of the character. I don't know too much of Sentry outside of Thunderbolts, the movie. I don't really know, like, truly who he is. I don't know if Thunderbolts like did that character justice, but I really liked him in Thunderbolts. And I think his design is cool enough, and he's kind of like your Superman-esque character, right? I think Sentry makes the roster as well. Black Panther and Sentry are kind of a good fit. I know Sentry's not like an Avenger proper, but as far as like superheroes go, I think Sentry does make the roster. You know what? Let's go ahead and throw Doctor Strange on there too. I think Doctor Strange has to be here. His powers are just too cool not to integrate into a fighting game moveset, right? I think there's just so much you can do with this character. There's kind of like limitless possibilities with Doctor Strange. He can open portals. He's got beams. He's got demons that he can summon. He can pretty much do anything to fit your fighting game. And from a design standpoint, the cloak, everything, it just works. I think he has to be there. I think the Sanctum Sanctorum or whatever, that's got to be a stage, right? That's got to be one of the stages for sure. Yeah, I think Doctor Strange makes it too. Obvious choices are getting a little less obvious at this point. I think keep it mystical. Let's lock in Wanda Maximoff. I think she makes it in for sure. That character is just immensely popular. I think Arxis can do a lot with a moveset for Wanda. Does Quicksilver make it in? I don't know. Super speed fighting game characters just like never really work. I think of like the Flash in Injustice. Kind of a boring character to play as. Like you have to write around a character with super speed, and you can't write around that in a fighting game. So it just comes off as like a character that's like slower than they should be. And I don't think Quicksilver's popular enough. I don't think there's like a fan base around that character, whereas Wanda, there for sure is. So yeah, no Quicksilver. I really like Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight makes it. I think he's like a really cool looking character. Again, I'm thinking about like I can just see the cape moving in the art style. You know, I'm like, I close my eyes and I think of Moon Knight in that 2D plane, throwing weird little moon rings, right? I can envision that. It feels like a character that should exist within this game. I also really like Blade. I think Blade makes it in. I was thinking we need a sword wielder, right? And I was like, not Silver Samurai, right? That's not happening. I know, like, a big one that's missing that I haven't mentioned yet is Deadpool. I've not mentioned Deadpool. And something is just telling me Deadpool's not in it. Something's telling me Deadpool. I think Blade is going to be our sword wielder in this game. I think Blade, I don't think he's been in a fighting game before. Blade hasn't been in, like, a lot, period. I think he just got added to Marvel Rivals. I think Blade makes the cut. I do. No, Deadpool is kind of crazy. But, like, I think that's too Marvel, right? I think that's too, when I say Marvel, I mean NBC. I think that's too NBC. I think that's, like, Katana Rama. Like, how do we, like, make a new Deadpool character? Maybe it's, like, a cool Deadpool variant? I don't see Deadpool. I don't see an Arc System Works Deadpool. That's crazy, though, right? I don't know. I might add that character later as we wind down here. But yeah, I think Blade and Moon Knight are there. I think they're really cool characters. I think there's a lot that you can do with a moveset there. Now, I really want Daredevil. I really want Daredevil on this roster. Daredevil is my favorite superhero, by the way. I literally own the glasses. Like that's how much I love this character. I just don't see it though. I don't see it. I don't know how that character works. I guess he would like bounce his like baton things around, right? That would be kind of cool. I just don't see it. I don't see Matt Murdock in this game. I do, however, see Elektra. I don't know why. I'm thinking of like female Marvel heroes, and like Elektra just speaks to me. I can see an Arc System Works Elektra, right? She's got the size. I think she uses a sword in some of her comics as well. I think more sword wielders is a cool thing. I can see Elektra. I'm gonna lock in Elektra. Again, really want Daredevil, but I don't know. I was thinking like what other street level heroes? We have like Luke Cage. I can't see it, to be honest. Jessica Jones? I don't think so. She'd be kind of cool, right? Just to have like a character just wearing a leather jacket. You know, I think she does have a costume in some of the comics that looks kind of lame, but I don't see it. Elektra, for sure. Definitely lock in. You know what I'm going to say right now is Shang-Chi. I think Shang-Chi. I was thinking maybe Iron Fist. I'm thinking Defenders, you know, but I think they do Shang-Chi instead. I don't think Shang-Chi's been in a fighting game yet. I don't think he's in any of the MVC games. Not as far as I know. And, yeah, Shang-Chi's cool, man. The movie rules, right? The movie just absolutely rules. That put that character on the map, I feel like. He's got a really cool design. I think we need, like, a martial artist, you know, in there doing dragon kicks and stuff like that. Doing a Shoryuken, doing a dragon punch, right? That's got to be a thing. Maybe he summons a dragon somehow. You know, maybe that happens. I think Shang-Chi makes the list. I actually think he's in the roster. I could see him being revealed somewhat soon, too. I think that's it's a diverse character, you know? It's like someone that's never been seen in a fighting game. I think there's a lot that he could do. Yeah, Elektra, Shang-Chi, lock them in. So at this point, we're at 25 playable characters, and I actually think that might be the whole roster, if I'm being real with you. And now I'm running into roadblocks, right? Like, is this game actually going to have 30 characters? For reference, Strive at this point, after 4 seasons, has like 32 characters. That's after 4 seasons, years and years and years. And I don't know, like, this game is going to last 10 years. That's what they're saying. And maybe they just add these characters later. I'm going to continue, right? I'm going to finish the template here because it just looks weird having that empty. But I do think like a lot of these characters could probably end up as DLC. I would not be surprised if this game had a 20 character roster at launch. That's kind of disappointing, to be real with you. And that really limits our characters then. That really limits them. But I'm going to keep going. Let's just, for the sake of this video, say that this game has 30 characters. The biggest roadblock of all, and like one of the more controversial things, is where's the Fantastic Four? Right? This is a 4v4 fighting game. To not have the Fantastic Four, right? Marvel's first family. It's a little bizarre. Yeah. It's a little bizarre. We have Doctor Doom, right? Doctor Doom's really cool. That's the Fantastic Four villain. I don't know. I can't imagine the Fantastic Four in this game. I don't know. I can't imagine Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, having like a stretchy ability, but then also having Miss Marvel. Does that make sense? I don't know, like it feels a little redundant to me to have like 2 characters that do something very similar. Johnny Storm is not super cool. The Thing, I mean, we have Hulk already. Maybe they do The Thing instead of Hulk. Maybe that's a thing. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is the only Fantastic Four character. Lock it in. Never been in a Marvel fighting game before. I think that her abilities could be really cool, right? She can like summon that little disc thing that she rides on. She has like cool psychic abilities. I think Sue Storm is the only Fantastic Four character aside from Doctor Doom. And again, DLC is going to be a thing. I do think eventually we get the full Fantastic Four, right? I do think the Human Torch eventually does end up on the roster. Reed Richards is actually tough for me though. Reed Richards is actually tough. I don't know how you do that with Miss Marvel. Like I think Miss Marvel kind of encapsulates that visually, at least. But yeah, Sue Storm for sure. I've been kind of doing battle with the idea of Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is incredibly boring, to be honest with you. Like, I've not seen a cool version of Captain Marvel. I haven't read the comics. I've only seen the MCU Captain Marvel, and no offense to the MCU Captain Marvel, but again, just not super cool. And again, we have Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel in the. I think I'm good. I think we're good. I don't think Captain Marvel makes the list. I actually don't. I can't see it. I definitely think we need more villains, and I gotta say, Loki is definitely fitting that bill for me. I absolutely love Loki, one of the best MCU characters, one of the best Marvel villains as far as I'm concerned. And I think he really fits Arxis, right? I think he fits this art style. I think you can make him hot for one, but also make him kind of a gimmicky character. Make him like steal moves from other characters, make him shapeshift to other characters. Maybe he uses Cap's shield, maybe he turns into Mr. Fantastic, and that's how we get him in the game. Maybe that happens. Loki's also never been in a fighting game before. It feels like he should have been in Ultimate Marvel 3, but yeah, I think that's exciting. I think a new Marvel character, a new Marvel villain for Tokon works. Thanos. I've been real hesitant on Thanos. There's just something about his design that I just can't see in this art style. I know that's just like a lack of imagination at this point. I don't know. Like, Thanos is a very popular Marvel character. There's also Ultron. Do you think they do Thanos and Ultron? Loki, Thanos, and Ultron, all the MCU main villains? I don't know, man. I don't know. I was thinking, like, maybe Red Skull, but I can't think of anyone that would, like, want to play as Red Skull, right? He's kind of just, like, a hated villain. You love to hate him. No, you just actually hate him. You just actually hate Red Skull. He sucks. Yeah, no way, Red Skull. I'm gonna say Thanos, dude. I think they gotta do Thanos. With the Infinity Gauntlet, I think just the moveset alone is worth it, right? I think he's gonna be weird, though. He is gonna be very different from Marvel. I think they really want to make sure that these characters are different from their MVC counterparts, right? So yeah, I think Thanos makes it. I think Ultron is a wait. I think Ultron's DLC. I think he comes later. But yeah, Loki and Thanos for sure. All right, we are at the final two characters of this roster. And again, I want to reiterate that I'm putting a lot of thought into this. I am looking at Arc System Works characters, right? I'm looking at their previous rosters. I'm trying to come up with cool ways that they can adapt Marvel characters for this fighting game. And again, I've been wrestling with Deadpool this whole time. Like, is Deadpool going to be in this game? Can he work within this roster? Can I see an Arc System Works Deadpool? And no, I cannot. My final answer is I cannot. I can, however, see Gwenpool appearing in this game. Now, I'm not super familiar with Gwenpool as a character. I just know that she's weird, and she, like, subverts expectations of the reader. She's breaking fourth walls. She does know how to use weapons, right? She does use, like, guns and stuff like that. So there is a character here, don't get me wrong, but I think this is, like, the full-on goofball character, right? This is how they do it. And again, it's very Arc System Works to me. I don't know, there's just something about the design of this character where I'm like, yeah, I could really see Arc System Works have fun with this. I could really see them, again, subvert the expectation. We don't want to have Deadpool here. That's ubiquitous with Marvel vs. Capcom. That moveset is ubiquitous. The fourth wall breaking to me is like, how do you like emulate that into Tokon? I'm not quite sure. And I think the answer is Gwenpool. I think you have a different character doing it, and again, there's just something about the design that really speaks to me and really speaks to the strengths of Arc. It's anime, right? It's anime. The strengths of Arc System Works. This is an anime-esque fighting game, and I think Gwenpool, I think could be a really cool character. I think if Gwenpool gets announced, I'm getting out of my seat, man. I think that's a really cool pick, and I can see it. I really can. Lastly, kind of continuing the anime-esque theming of Arc System Works and how their rosters appear, Galacta, Galactus's daughter. She's got powers. She can do crazy things with energy. Her design alone is just like, this is literally an Arc System Works character. She's also in Marvel Rivals. She's like the announcer in that game. I think there's a lot of love for that character already, you know? And there's no way you can put Galactus in this game. it just doesn't work. I think she's a hero. I don't really know much about her. I don't know if she's like a villain, but I think it's a cool way to also represent the cosmic side of Marvel and represent Galactus himself. And again, going into that Arc System Works anime sphere, this just fits to me. It really does. I think this rounds out the roster very well, actually. And again, more female characters is good. It's kind of hard to find Marvel female characters without just saying Captain Marvel or the Invisible Woman. You know, you definitely want a little more diversity there. And I think these two characters really work. This is extremely difficult. Again, and I actually think that this roster is going to be 20 characters. So let's like take that bottom row and maybe make that the, or just mix and match and make that like the first season, right? The last 5 characters or last 4 characters. Let's just count like there's also 1 season of DLC somewhere within this roster, right? There's no way I'm going to be able to predict the entire DLC run. Like, that's crazy. But let's just say the first season is somewhere in here if this game doesn't have... I think 25 is pretty good. I think 25 is a pretty good roster for them. I think that's probably around where 24, 23, I think that's where we're going to probably end up with Tokon. And I think all of these characters will be in this video game. I do. One character that I did really want to say for some reason, but I think Doc Ock just kind of took the cake for me, was Electro. I could see Electro being in like a first season DLC. I really can. There's just something about his design where I'm like, yeah, that works for me. I would really love to play as Electro. We don't have like, I guess we have like Thor and Storm that have like lightning stuff, but I don't know. I think Electro could be really, really cool. And obviously there's limitless possibilities. I was thinking about Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider. I was thinking about Miles Morales, obviously. Spider-Punk could be a really cool character with like a guitar, doing like cool guitar things, slamming a guitar on someone. Like, I think Spider-Punk could end up there. There's so many possibilities, but again, with this game being sort of a new platform for Arc System Works to, you know, continuously develop for and continuously put out characters for is extremely exciting. I wonder when we get the next character. I wonder when. But yeah, this is the roster. It's complete. Comment down below and let me know what you think of this character roster. Who did I miss? Like, who is it? Deadpool? Does Deadpool have to be in this game? I don't think so. I think Gwen, and there's also other variants of Deadpool too that could fit that Gwenpool status, definitely, for sure. But yeah, comment below, give me your character list. Like, what characters are missing here and what characters are you desperately wanting in Tokon Fighting Souls. Thank you so much for watching today. Make sure to check out the links down below. Hop in the airship that is my Discord. Check me out on Twitch. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, party on. Hey, before you click off today's video, I greatly appreciate you sticking around. I do feel the need to mention this. I didn't want to mention it at the beginning of the video because it would be weird, and I didn't want to do like a bonus level segment because that would be even weirder. But I do feel the need to talk about this to get it off my chest. A couple of weeks ago, my mother unfortunately passed away. And it has been extremely difficult, to say the least. It's been really, really tough to get in front of a camera, much less wake up and get out of bed. It's been so hard to just be a human still. You know, life just kind of feels out of sync and weird. And even recording this video, it just feels weird. Like everything just feels off. Everything just kind of feels off. And I don't know, I felt the need to mention that, you know, this channel is a big part of my life, and my mom was always happy that I was doing this, and I felt the need to say that. Something else I will say is, if you ever get the chance to spend time with your family, definitely do that. Like, even if you don't want to, even if it's like an inconvenience to you, or even if you're not super close with your family, I would just highly recommend doing that. I don't have like a ton of regrets. You know, I definitely spent time with my mom, but over the last few years, she lives a lot further away from me, and it's been tough to like spend time with her. Just spend time with your family and cherish them, especially your mom. You only get one of those, especially a parent in general or a guardian, you know, like those. It's tough, man. It's really, really tough. I don't think I'll ever get over it. But, yeah, I just felt the need to mention it. Thank you so much for listening and bearing with me, and stay tuned for more Critical Chat. This series will resume as a weekly series. Next week there will be another entry.
Probably a much shorter entry too. I just wanted to do something fun this week. I'm not really talking about any gaming news or anything like that. We'll see how next week shakes out, but expect another entry next week. And thank you.